So welcome back to my live channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry, not even my live channel. What am I talking about? Yeah. So I thought I'd do a quick video for you guys. As you can see from the title, it's talking about complaining less. I thought I'd make a super quick video as I'm waiting for my food to cook in the oven, and I thought I'd just get this topic quickly out there because I'm trying to throw in all the videos that I need to get done. I'm trying to use whatever time I have where I just need to do that. As you can see from the title, complain less, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because I do talk about people complaining I do talk about this in my videos a lot, how people complain about stuff and how we shouldn't do that. And how you block your blessings when you do that, right? So thank you so much for the like. Hey Luke, you're the number one top fan in my chat. I'm gonna start doing this in my live videos. When someone is number one, I'm gonna highlight it, and the top three people I will highlight it, my fans. Yeah, so obviously I don't like to say fans, but YouTube is calling it fans, right? So yeah, well done on being the number one fan. Obviously, you're the first person here. Yeah, so I wanted to do this video to talk about how people complain, how, when you stop complaining, when you choose to complain less, your mood will change drastically. You will start to practice gratitude more. And the thing is, with gratitude, that's how your life becomes more blessed. Blessings will come your way. God will reward you for it as well. God will send good things your way when he sees that you are practicing gratitude, when he sees that you are thanking him for everything that he's done. Even when you're grateful for the bad times, always be grateful for the bad times, because the bad times is what makes you or breaks you, right? You need bad times in your life in order to plummet higher up in life, right? And people need to complain less. In England, a lot of people complain about the smallest thing ever. They complain about the fact that it's Monday. They complain about the weather. They complain about every single thing. And there's people in other countries that have worse situations. There's people out there in poor countries that wish they could live in the UK. Hey AP, yeah, there's people. Thank you so much for the like. There's people in other countries that would do anything to trade places with me right now. They'd be grateful to have everything that I have. Um, and there's people that do complain. How are you, Samantha? Samantha, I'm good. How are you? How are you, number one as well? Thank you so much for the like, guys. Yeah. So, and Luke is number two on the fans list. Yeah, so people are complaining about the things that you don't need to complain about, right? And when you realize that you're being like everyone else and you're complaining when you don't need to complain, one second, guys. You're complaining when you don't need to. You can block your blessings. Give me one second, guys. Let me take you guys with me in a second. Um, I'm just checking on my food, guys. The oven is hot as always, but it's like extra hot when the weather's like this. Yeah, so when you're complaining, right, and then your life does become really bad and you're complaining again, like God is going to look at you and thinking, damn, no matter what I do in your life, you're still complaining. AP said exactly, be thankful for what you've got. I agree, be thankful. Hi, Shazant, how are you? Yeah, you should be thankful for what you've got. I'm trying to be like, I deliberately say to people when they ask me how I am, I say I'm good, I'm happy, I'm great. And I said to this guy, he was sweeping the streets, and like I said to him, sorry, because I thought I was in his way. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I thought I was in his way, and he asked me how I was, and I said, I'm great. I said, I can't complain. And he was like, it's true. Exactly, we can't complain. Unless your life is really bad. Guys, you're so sweet. Unless your life is really bad. Thank you so much for the like. If something drastic is happening in your life, then I can understand you saying that you're sad. Somebody is ill somebody in your family is ill or something like that. Then I can understand. But there's people, guys, you guys are so sweet. There's people out there that are literally like complaining about the smallest thing, complaining they don't have anything to wear, complaining they don't get their best dish. There's children that are very ungrateful today. I need to emphasize that. People complain about what gifts they're given. If you give someone a gift now, they will complain and say, this isn't what I wanted. So they no longer practice gratitude. This is the world that we're living in today. But I think people should take less into that. You start to appreciate what you have, right? You start to be more grateful for your life for the way it is. You don't block your blessings. You actually count your blessings. And a lot of people don't do that, guys. They need to stop looking at their life and they need to be very grateful. Guys, you guys are so sweet. They need to be grateful. Like when I wake up, this is something I fell out of pattern of doing. But when I wake up, usually, my routine is I meant to say, God, thank you so much for waking me up today. Like I try my best. Like my prayer life is not the best. I need to work on it. So just thanking him for waking you up, thanking him that you get to where you need to get to and you get back home safe, right? These are things that people don't actually get. Thank him for protecting you. Thank him for keeping you alive, you know, your loved ones alive. Thank him for giving you another chance to get it right with him. Um, to be grateful for people around you, just be grateful you get to spend time with people. This is so sweet. Yeah, be grateful that you get to go to work. Be grateful that you get to go to school. Be grateful that your school is paid for because there's a lot of people, like we get free education in the UK if you're a child. There's people out there that can't go to school because their parents can't afford the school fees. Um, yeah, just be happy. You know, if you know, we are so lucky. We live in a country where we can go to the store and there's so many choices. You can literally be like, I don't know what to have for dinner. I don't know what to, because there's lots of choices. There's countries where they don't have that choice. They don't have stores. They don't have anything. And, you know, we are lucky. We should be very grateful that we live in these wealthy countries. People in the USA, close to you, people in Canada. I'm not going to list them all, but we're so lucky. There's a lot of countries that are doing so well right now. Regardless of cost of living, we still um, live in a country that a lot of people dream of living in. Thank you so much for the like, guys. Um, Complain less. Just complain less. And every time you catch yourself complaining, just tell yourself, no, don't complain about this. Uh, my father taught me to not complain about the rain. I used to complain about the rain. I was speaking to a lady. My dad overheard the conversation on the phone. I was saying to the lady, she said to me, oh, it's raining. And I said, oh, no, I hate the rain. And he said to me, if you're a woman of God, how can you hate the rain when God made the rain? Right? You're cussing God's work. You're cussing the fact that when it rains, he was talking about how the rain, the benefits of the rain and how it waters the crops and stuff like that and how we can eat because of rain. And he said, you're cussing what God's doing for us. And he said, if you believe in God, you shouldn't be cussing the weather. So he called me out. Like he said, I agree. Hi T, how are you? 1 second, guys. Yeah, so guys, I've got to go in a bit. My dinner is ready. I'm gonna set myself up. I'm gonna get comfortable as well. But I really appreciate you guys for listening to the message because I used to complain. Only recently now I've stopped complaining, but I used to be that person that would complain about so many things. And I'm realizing now that you have to be grateful. You guys are so sweet. You have to be grateful. I always answer people and I say, I'm good, I'm happy. And a part of it is really good because the guy that I've been meeting with, hi, Shazant, how are you? Um, the guy that I meet with, he's put a lot of things into perspective for me. He always says, like, if I say, and what problem do you have? And he that's when he lists like the fact that you have somewhere to live, you have food to eat. You know, he's listing all these things here, and he said there's people that don't have that, and he can't understand the problems that people have in the UK when he knows that there's a homeless situation in the UK, but it means that people that are in better situation than others. And he's really taught me a lot. He said how there's people in other countries that don't have what I have, and I needed that. I needed someone to bring a different perspective into my life because he's not from the UK. So just hearing, it's almost like traveling to another country by listening to him, and I needed that. I needed someone to really put things into perspective, and sometimes somebody of a different faith can like bring new knowledge to you. And I was just like, wow, I was so humbled. I was like, wow, yes, AP, he's right. It's literally changed the way I think, and now I tell people I'm happy, I'm good. When they ask me how are you, I'm like, I am good. And I met this other woman of God. We met last year in winter, the first time we met her. And she was like, I'm good. And I was like, damn, that's how I answer. And she was talking about God. People that believe in God should be good because you trust that God's got your life covered. Regardless, you should be telling people that you are good because you have Father God in your life. So people need to start walking with that faith. If you love God, if you know He's moving in your life, you should be good because you know He's got you covered. We shouldn't be sad for no reason. Be sad when someone dies. Be sad when someone's sick that you know. Be sad when your health is not the best, but don't be sad when you don't need to be sad. Thank you for the hearts. So stop complaining, go out and live, like really do what you need to do, because you do what you can now. Because my church preached about this. They said that you've got morning and you've got night, you've got I think afternoon. So night is when you get old and you can't do anything anymore. So he said everyone's night is coming. Your body won't be able to do what it can now. So you have to work now, you have to do what you can do now, but there's going to come a time when you can't do it, it's too late. That's why he said that people that are young should be working for God because they have the strength to do that now. All the young people, the teenagers, the kids, young adults, they should be working for the Lord because their body can do it. But when you get old, your body wants to unwind and you want to relax. You can't do hiking and all those things anymore. So your night will come and that's when your time is running out. Yes, AP, is very true. So we have to be mindful of these things, that there will come a day where we can't do what we're able to do now. That's why a lot of people try and get a lot of things done when they're young, because they know there's going to come a time when we can't. So what's the point in complaining when we're young and our body's able? Um, we have to put things into perspective and stop complaining and be happy. If everyone around you is miserable, be the happy person. Be like, yes, I'm good, because life is good. There's no reason for life to not be good. You don't need fancy cars, fancy houses to be happy in life. You just need to be happy now. So guys, I am happy. Like, you guys see me happy on my lives. I am good. I am happy. I feel so blessed. I feel so grateful to have you guys. You guys in my life is everything. Like, I'm not even just saying that. Life is great. Life is great. People think that you need to have the perfect partner, you need to have the perfect home environment, you need to have healthy relationships around you to be good. You can be good now. You can be good now. People in toxic workplaces, you can be good now, right? Don't let these other energies affect you. More doing, less moaning. Yes, 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 AP. More doing, less moaning, because we don't have time to be complaining. We don't have time around here. This is a weak mindset when you're saying, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It's like a child having a strap. You're going to spend every day having a strap, or you're going to really get up and live. Get up, go for a run, do something energetic, like do something for yourself. There's a trend on the internet for women, it calls romanticizing your life, because they believe in making their life romantic, making themselves the main character. And I'm not telling people to do that, but that's kind of the aspect of really enjoying life. I'm not saying that's how you enjoy life, I'm just saying that's their way of doing it. And some people, like AP said to me before, that I need to treat myself. That's a good way of like really living and celebrating yourself as well. Yeah, so guys, I hope someone takes a message from this. When you're moaning, you're complaining, you block your vision from seeing opportunities. But if you become more optimistic, have you ever seen, just think of a person, right? There's lots of people like this in this world. Just picture it in your head. Have you ever seen someone that's always on an adventure? They're crawling, they're going everywhere. Hi, Shaq, how are you? They're crawling, they're going everywhere, right? And then they find a house and they're like, wow, what is this house? It's like never ending adventures. And then they go to this house and they discover that this house has got, like, I don't know, DJ, set, everything that they always wanted, and they start partying, and it's just an adventure. They don't have time for complaining. They're just finding things. And I used to really get inspired in my youth, when I was like in my 20s, by people that were international, and people that were in the UK and they were from like different countries in the EU. I'd love being around them because they were always on an adventure. They'd really go for life. They'd really achieve their goals. And every time I'd be around them, I'd feel more fired up. Sometimes people need to be around different people in different parts of the UK, because depending on where you live in the UK, there's a lot of people that are more fired up for life. So just be cautious. You might be living in an area where people are too comfortable. So there is parts of the UK, especially like rich people, that they just really don't have that negative mindset where they believe you can't achieve anything. They believe that you are able. And I was so lucky to meet people like that. I met some like working class people that were rich and stuff like that, and they would tell me that I'm great at my job. They'd be like, you can do anything. And I was like, wow, wow. And, you know, the people around me that I worked with, they were had this negative mindset. They didn't believe they were able to do anything. And I just knew I couldn't be around that. So I grew in my job position. I grew mentally and physically. I knew that I was up for great things. And that was because of my church. I believe that I was able to do things. So when you shift your mindset, you'd be surprised what you can attract. But if you're not going to be in good mindset, just know that people that are onto winning things, they're not going to want to be around you. They're going to cut you off. So you have to be cautious about how you are presenting yourself around to people. And if you are complaining, trust me, anyone that is successful, they can't be around you because they don't have time to be complaining. They don't have time for that. They want to win stuff. Hi, I not know English. Hi, Rami. What is your language? What language do you speak? Thank you. Thank you for saying you are so cute. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. But guys, I have to end this video now. I feel like I got the message across. Just stop complaining. Don't surround yourself with people that are miserable. Just be cautious that it will bleed onto you and you start doing the same. The top fans, we've got Radmid is number 1. Shusant is number 2. Samantha is number 3, and Luke is number 4. I don't understand how AP doesn't get in the top 3, but it doesn't matter. It's just a badge. Exactly. Stay around winners. Amen to that, AP. You know what, AP? We need to have another study group chat again, because you remember that was so fire. Like, I feel like now everyone is fired up for their goals. You hang around 4 bums, you will be the 5th one. Literally, you are like the people you surround yourself with. When you're around those kind of people, you will just go out drinking. You won't be talking about goals. Have you noticed that when people meet up, they don't speak about goals? I don't have people around me that speak about goals, and people just want to meet up with me, and it's no purpose, no driven, nothing for me, you know. Like, I have to be around people that are winning. Yeah, and if I can't be around people that are winning, I'll radiate that energy to you guys. Yeah, so guys, I really love you all. I don't know if I'll go on live again tonight. I'm not sure. I'm not going to promise, okay? But if I don't, I wish you all a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. And remember, complain less. Just count your blessings. Watch your life change when you complain less. If you catch yourself complaining, just switch it to something positive. Be grateful that you can go out to the grocery store. Be grateful that you can collect your kids from school. Be grateful that you can go to work today, because there's some people, their bodies are that bad, they can't move and go to work, and they want to work. Some people get it later on in life. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Is that in terms of like, you know, who they're surrounding themselves with? Is that what you meant? So people get it later on in life? Because obviously I can't see when the comments come in. Depending on what I say, I struggle to know what it is, that you guys are replying to. But when I watch the live back, then I know why the comment came in. Yeah, but people really need to pay attention. Don't get me wrong, some people actually like being around people that are not trying in life. Some people like that because they feel like they can chill, be comfortable. The whole mindset. Yes, some people get later in life, yeah. Um, it depends how quickly you can grow, and depends how quickly you stay away from certain people that are trying to hinder you as well. Yeah, but people do get it later in life, which is sad, but you know, only God knows why it's taking people that long. Some people do have somebody really putting a stumbling block in their way, and then it takes longer. You know, I'm sure a lot of people in the Bible, they may have realized what they did wrong, or what people warned them about, and they still done it. So people live and learn, unfortunately. But guys, I'm gonna go now. Wish you all a good day, good night wherever you guys are, and take care. God bless you guys.